Welcome to the Big Picture, where we help you
see,
think.
and act big.
And this is Joseph.
And my name is Dave, and we're here with our 32nd episode.
32nd.
Wow.
And so we're red hot on a roll. We've been really consistent. So thank you, Dave. And congratulations for everybody. If you've been listening to the podcast, if you've been watching the Facebook channel, we've been releasing consistently, and we were bringing a lot of wonderful guests, Dave.
Yes. And also, we've just updated, just yesterday, we have updated our podcast
I
page.
saw
so
that.
we had a redesign.
So cool.
So please visit it. And if you have the time, please leave us a rating or review so that, we will be able to help other people and also share the great stories of our guests. And
Yes.
speaking of guests,
our guest for today is a lawyer by practice, and he is currently a CLO or Chief Legislative Officer of the former city mayor and now Congressman Jonas Cortes. He runs his own law firm, and he just told me that in 2006, his beloved wife actually is the top one, correct?
2016.
2016. And if he's not in the office, he's onto running, biking, right? And you know what? One of the reasons why we invited him here is because like his story is very unique. I think you're gonna learn a lot. I think he's the only, I don't know Dave, but he's the only person I know that eats one meal a day so far.
Yes.
Right? And he lost weight. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, so before he was running, biking, he was actually, I should say, obese at that time.
Morbidly obese.
Morbidly
Morbidly
obese.
obese. Okay.
And we thought of inviting this because here in the big picture, we actually see the holistic part of success. And as you all know, physical health is wealth. So,
Right.
That's why exactly we have Edz here.
Edz Ibanez. Hey, Edz.
Hi,
Hello.
Edz.
How are you guys?
I'm good. We're good. We're so excited to have you here, Edz. Frankly speaking, like when I saw you in Facebook and you posted those photos, I said like, wow, he must have worked out a lot.
Yes.
But then he said,
It's just
I eat
One meal a day.
And that's when it blew my mind. And I said to Dave, we got to have Edz here on the show. And so you're here.
yeah. So how about you tell us the backstory? We're not gonna tackle lawyer here.
No, this is lifestyle. Because
That's lifestyle,
before that, because I know we've interviewed entrepreneurs, but then what's the purpose of success if you're not able to enjoy it? Because like you have health issues, you have and also the other thing, Edz, is that Dave and I we also aim to be
I'm struggling as well.
fitter, right? And so we're hoping that you can give us this big nudge, big push. We can finally do it. Anyway, let's go to your story.
Yeah. So why did you start this journey of one meal a day?
Yeah, so before that, thank you guys for having me in your show. And so before, as I've said, early this year, March, I was very morbidly obese, as I said. I was 270 pounds. That's around 122 kilograms. I'm 100 pounds over my
Normal.
recommended
Amazing.
weight for my height. So I really was in denial. I when I look at myself in the mirror, oh, I'm not fat. I just have big bones like that. And I see myself as someone who is still healthy.
Right.
Yes. Typical person who's in denial. Then
Just a question.
Yeah.
What was the size of your shirt back then?
it's 4XL.
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 Okay.
And my waistline is 46 to 48.
Wow. Okay. So that's
Yeah. And then early March, when I was in the office, I think it was around for the whole week, I had high blood pressure, 200 over 120 or 180 over 120, like that.
Yeah.
How did you discover that, Bert? regular checkup in the company?
Because my boss was also having a high blood pressure. He
Okay.
had a headache, so I'm a nurse. Before I became a lawyer, I took his blood pressure, and my staff, I I taught my staff how
take
to
your-
take blood
Okay,
pressure.
gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah, I told her to, can you take my blood pressure? And my blood pressure is higher than my boss.
Wow.
So it was a straight 1 week high blood pressure. So I have to decide.
What was the effect for you? Is it normal, or do you have like headache? Or?
Headaches, throbbing feeling, and
Okay.
I became nauseous. Uh, just I think there's something already wrong about me.
But has this been going on for like a long time already? Are you kind of used to it? Because you can get used to something, even if it's really that
I
bad.
believe my body was getting used to being fat. However, that time I was really really stressed since I have a lot of cases to work on.
Right.
I have a lot of things to do in Congress, and then I think it just snapped that my body was already reacting to my obesity, and
Right.
I think it's telling me to, hey, you're already dying.
So my question is, were you? Let's go back in college. Were you a fit? Are you a fit person, and then you just got fat, or are you? Do you have like a history already?
Maybe high school, normal puberty, you become fit. However, college days, law school days, I'm already very very fat.
Okay.
Yeah. But at that point in time, this year, that was my heaviest, 270 pounds.
Wow.
Maybe I'm just averaging 230 to 240 pounds, but that time was my heaviest,
270.
270.
Okay.
High blood pressure motivated you or scared you, basically?
Really, it scared.
and
It
what
scared.
led to
Yeah,
that?
it scared me, and I don't know, just something snapped in me, and maybe told me in myself, my heart told me that, hey, dude, you have to do something, or else it's game over.
Your body was screaming.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
okay, so yes, so
So-
how what did you actually do realizing that?
Yeah. So when I decided to change my lifestyle, I really did not know how. I was thinking on going to a nutritionist, or enrolling in a gym, or going to a doctor. However, first, nutritionist, I didn't know anyone in Manila
Oh,
who was a nutritionist,
Okay.
because I'm Manila based.
Right.
I don't also know any doctor there. And for the gym option, because I was very very heavy, I would I thought that if I'll go to the gym on my current state, it would be a lot of stress on my body and my joints. So
Oh, yes,
yes,
because you were
because
considering
I'm very heavy, and I do strenuous work or strenuous exercise, it will be more stressful in my to my body.
Mm.
So what I did, since there are this, when you go to Facebook, there are this your newsfeed, it just pops up. I don't know, maybe Facebook has read my mind.
Did you search? Did you search for how to lose weight or
Yeah,
something?
probably, right?
Maybe
No.
in
Google.
Google,
yeah.
But I didn't know that.
So you were
they're
targeted?
somehow, yeah, they're somehow connected.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, they search your behavior.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, cool.
So when I did that, I found this. It was not internet. It was not OMAD. It was not 1 meal a day. It was not intermittent fasting. It was caloric restriction. Caloric restriction.
Okay.
And then when I clicked that,
What is yeah.
yeah, caloric restriction, I believe, is you lower your caloric intake for a day, but not necessarily intermittent fasting. So when I delved into that, I got into more research. I found intermittent fasting. So in my lifestyle, in my line of work, I really found intermittent fasting to be tailored fit for me, because as you can see, intermittent fasting, you have a conscious decision in yourself to lessen your intake of calories via your meals per day. For example, for a normal person, you eat 3 to 5 meals a day. For a person who practices intermittent fasting, you only eat 2 times or once a day. So it gives you more time to do other tasks, other things, than instead of wasting your time eating, just eating. So that's what I did. I did some research. I made some notes, and I started not with OMAD but with the 16-8, 16 hours of fasting.
Almost all of us.
Yes.
16 hours of fasting and 8
Yeah.
hours of
8 hours of eating window.
meat.
That's
Yeah.
like
Yes.
1 to 8 or something, or 12 to 8.
That's my eating window was 11 noon, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay.
I believe 16-8 is the gateway to intermittent fasting.
That's true.
Yeah.
what they
So
consider as
yeah. So for 2 weeks I was doing 16-8, 16-8. So when my body adapted to 16-8, I really found it very hard to complete my meals on 7 p.m. I was still very full for my
For that one meal.
for that one meal.
So
I extended
you don't
it.
feel eating by the time
I don't
okay,
feel like eating.
interesting.
My body already adapted.
But do
to-
you eat a lot in like one meal or
That's the I believe that's the wrong connotation of intermittent fasting. Some says you have to fast so you can feast. You have to fast so
Right.
you can go on buffet for the 8 hours. That's wrong.
right?
Because what we're trying to achieve is you limit your caloric intake for that day. So if you fast yet you compensate on your eating window by eating more and more foods, it defeats the purpose.
Right.
So what I do is I computed my total dietary energy expenditure for the day, and then I'm ashamed to say it, but I caloric count. I caloric count.
You become a little bit of a geek at that time.
Yeah.
You geeked out.
I counted my calories for the 8 hours. I was supposed to take 3,000 calories to lose weight and
Yes.
2,800 calories to lose weight fast. But on that specific time period, on the 8 hours, I believe I was only taking 2,000 to 2,200 calories. But when my body adapted, after 2 weeks, I extended my fasting period to 20 hours. So that's 20 hours of fasting and 4 hours of eating window. I don't most write-ups in the internet says it's feasting window, but for me I don't
You don't subscribe to that.
yeah, I don't say feasting because
There's still a level of control in terms of the
yes,
food
of
intake.
course, with all aspects of life, we have to balance it and we have to control it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's a very interesting thought because I've always now I'm doing IF, right? But I've always have this mindset wherein like I only eat from 1 to 5. Or sorry, 12 to 5.
12 to 5. That's 5 hours.
That's 5 hours and I kind of eat whatever I want, But of course, I also feel the same way with you where I feel full already and I
Yeah.
don't like to eat more.
Yeah.
And yeah, so but I think is it your body telling you or like so for starters, do people really have to count their calories?
I believe what happens is for anyone who is a victim or addicted to eating, that's what they say in the internet.
A lot of people are.
Yes, because we eat because our mind tells us to eat, or the clock tells us to eat.
Right.
We eat not because our body needs it. We eat because
We just want to enjoy
yes,
the food.
it's I believe it's our culture that breakfast you should eat, lunch you should eat, dinner you should eat. But no, when you do fasting, you tend to distinguish between physical hunger and physiological hunger. Physical hunger is when your body is really hungry.
Right.
You need food.
Yeah.
Physiological or psychological hunger is when you see food,
You feel hungry.
you process in your mind that I'm hungry, I should eat that. So,
Right. Yeah.
yeah, when you're fasting, you really can distinguish that. And in my part, when I'm already doing OMAD, I choose what I eat because I only have one meal a day. I have to eat healthy Because when I
Yeah.
when I
Wow. Yeah.
when I eat junk foods, I eat maybe when I eat chips, when I eat ice cream or like that.
That would add up to your.
Yeah, it would add up to my caloric intake for that
Which
day.
is the only thing.
Yes, that is my only meal for the day. So I have to eat the best food that's available.
What made you decide to shift from the like
From the 8
4
to
hours
yeah.
to just one meal? Yeah.
Well, as I've said, when my body adapted from 16 hours to 20 hours fasting, it was a continuous adaptation. After 20 hours fasting, it became 22 hours. So I just said maybe I'll push myself a little more and do the ultimate form of intermittent fasting, and that would be 1 hour a day of eating window, 23 hours a day fasting, 1 hour, one plate, one beverage in one day.
Okay. So
Yeah, I know. I have a question. You make it
Yeah.
sound so easy.
right,
Like
exactly.
can you share to our audience what's the journey, your psychology behind it when you started the 8?
What were
window.
especially like when you started? Was it like a struggle for you, or
Yeah,
your
was it-
determination just like took
Yeah,
over?
what really made you do that?
At
Or stay
first,
consistent?
really, when I was doing the OMAD, when I was doing 23 hours fasting and 1 hour of eating window, it was a jolt in my body. I really, my I think my body and my brain was rebelling. It was
Yeah.
was saying, "Dude, you're starving," or like that.
Yeah, right.
So I I believe doing this is really you really have to have a mental strength. Your only opponent here is yourself.
Right.
Yeah. When I did that, for the first, I believe for the first week, I was really having a hard time because I was used to eating for 4 hours, for 8 hours. But now I only have 1 hour. So what I did was I increased my fluid intakes, water and coffee. And when I have the urge to eat, and when I'm at the office, I drink coffee. When I have the urge to eat, when I'm at home, I sleep. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So like basically this you planned this out, or did you have like a program in your mind, like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, or did the things that you've described to us, is it something that you kind of discovered along the way?
Yeah. This is really what amazes me in your with our body, because our body really is an amazing it really is amazing. It really adapts to what you do to it. So what I did is I experimented on myself. I
Not with your dog.
Yeah. I experimented on myself and see what my body will respond to this certain stimulus.
Mm.
So what I did when I practiced OMAD, I really took some pictures, weighed myself. Yeah.
So you kind of envisioned success.
Yeah. There was this friend before he told me, if you wanna lose weight, take pictures every week. Yeah. Because why? He told me why. First, you'll see your progress. Second, it motivates you. Why? What I did, I had the first picture, my first
Yeah.
picture when I was 270 pounds. My stomach was bulging.
Right. Yeah, I
have
saw that. Yeah.
love handles. I have man boobs.
Yeah.
I have double chin.
You're describing me.
Yeah, and I
No
look.
comment.
They
Like-
told me I look 10 years, 8 to 10 years older than my
Yeah,
age.
yeah.
So on I stood in front of the mirror, put the cell phone,
Timer.
yeah, timer, and then I just took a picture of myself wearing only boxers, and
Yeah.
that was my first pic. That was my control picture.
We'll
By the
show
way,
it.
yeah, we'll share it.
We'll share it. Yeah.
Yeah. We have the evidence.
Yeah.
All right. So
That was my first picture. And then I did OMAD. I did 1 meal a day. So after a week, I really didn't feel anything. I felt fat. My weight was fluctuating. 2 pounds, 3 pounds lost. But my wife told me, take another picture. You have to take the second week's picture, and then she was the one who took the picture.
Right. Yeah.
Took the picture, and she told me, put both pictures side by side and see the difference.
So you printed it out?
Or in the application, cell phone
yeah.
application. When I saw it, I was shocked. I said, I have to continue this, and maybe our guest will be able to see that picture. I'll be giving you guys.
But what were the things that, like, when you saw it? Was there like a dramatic decrease in mass, or was it?
Yes.
Or,
you have to see it for yourself.
Yeah, okay.
The picture.
Yeah.
But my question is, what's your internal thought about it? Was it the thing that really motivated you, or
because I told myself, if this will have no effect in me whatsoever, I will stop this. I will eat anything I want. Why do this if there's no effect? If there's no positive effect.
So this is just 2 weeks of.
Actually, it's just 1 week.
Just 1 week.
Yeah, 1 week. I took the picture Sunday. I took another picture the next Sunday, and that was the effect.
I'm excited for this one.
Actually, I've actually tried it for a week.
You did?
And
you didn't take photos?
I didn't take a photo, so I'll take a photo now.
Yeah.
And I'll share it to our audience each week. I'm kidding. But the thing was, I felt it was a challenge, but the thing is, most of us, like me, I had actually, I want to point out to this, especially with our audience, that most Filipinos actually they don't go to the doctor to have themselves checked.
Yes.
So I could relate with Edz here when I had a laboratory. So I had my cholesterol is high.
This is recently?
This recently, yeah. So my cholesterol is high. My sugar is also high. So
my goodness, I need to get myself checked. I haven't been checked for 2 years.
You should. I've learned this from school that if you reach 30, so you do like a annual checkup.
I'm 29.
Annual executive planning.
You got 1 more year. But yeah, so the thing is, most Filipinos actually just let ourselves. We consider our health last. Like it's the least priority.
That's true. Yeah.
And that's no wonder a lot of us get
chubby,
stroke. The worst case,
diabetes,
at the last stage of like even cancer, right? If you just had this checkup, had this awareness, had this self-care basically.
So one of the top causes of deaths in the Philippines is cardiac related deaths.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So I would like to relate it to the thought of seeing yourself, your progress. I think that's also a way of self-improvement, self-help, basically, and a self-love. I think we deserve to love ourselves, and so start with have your health check.
Yes.
And
how much does it cost for like a regular
just
checkup?
Around less than 5,000, or I think it's like if you just get the basic.
I think the basic is probably 1,000, right? Or something?
It's about
1,000 to 1,500. Yes.
Yeah.
And I think most of the millennials right now, I think their companies have health insurance.
If they work like for self-employed like us,
you can really ask your company nurse or your HR regarding the health packages.
Yes. So
sure. Yeah.
Right. So let's continue with your story.
But that's a good point. I did took a picture for before I started IF, but I didn't took it as frequently. So honestly, I don't know if I was fatter now or I'm still the same. And I really appreciate what you said, because I have that same feeling. Like I don't feel, the only difference probably for me is I feel lighter, but I don't feel like I still have my lab handles. Like
I want to add up to that. Taking a photo, actually, it's making it you're objectifying the whole process.
Yeah,
because what you measure, you can grow.
What you measure, you can.
Yeah.
What's that called?
Basically, you can
put it
either
into
progress
some,
or
you can put it in some quantifiable.
Right.
Yeah.
It's more real to you.
Yeah.
Okay. So aside from the photo, did you had your blood check, blood pressure?
Yeah, I have a since I have a friend here in Cebu, who's a doctor. I had my labs check and it was fortunately, thank God, it was all normal.
This
Here,
is
how many?
how many? Yeah.
After 4 months of OMAD.
Wow.
My other question, like, sorry for cutting you, but
We're so excited.
Really interested.
We're really excited.
But the thing is, were you researching this? Did you consult anyone, or
Right.
are there any pros and cons? I mean, we know the pros, but the cons, like, what are the negative aspects?
So in my experience, since I'm a nurse, I have some experience in the medical field. I was not able to ask health professionals, doctors, nutritionists when I started. But when I was seeing results, that's when I consulted a friend doctor.
So you're kind of
Because it was
trying.
too fast.
Yeah,
right?
I was a little bit amazed, a little bit scared when I lost 40 pounds in 3 months.
Wow.
So I have to get myself checked and said, "Did you do anything?" Yes, I'm doing intermittent fasting. I'm doing OMAD. Oh, that's normal. You will lose weight because you're doing something. You're not doing nothing. You're doing something. So you should lose. You're expecting yourself to lose weight. So that's just normal. And when I got my laboratories result, it was all normal. So he said, very good. Yeah. Continue what you're doing.
What's
like the long term? Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna
Like
say
the long term
yeah.
aspect. Is it something you do for life, or it's just for emergency?
For a certain point,
Yeah, yeah.
and then you go back
period,
to
yeah.
bench eat.
If you continue that rate, I think you'll be just like a skeleton.
So that's what I was researching recently because I was thinking, can I do this for the rest of my life? This dietary pattern. But what I've read is some athletes and some health practitioners even practice 1 meal a day for over 10 years.
Wow.
They've been doing this as a lifestyle already. So
It's-
maybe yes, for me, my achievement is to reach my goal weight, my normal weight, which is 180 pounds,
You're how much now?
195.
Few-
15
10
pounds
15
more.
pounds more. In kilos, what is it? My mind is stuck in the metric system, so
Maybe around
that's 2.2, right? So
Yeah, around 80.
Yeah, 80.
kilos or something like that. So
sorry, just one more question. You always say this is the ideal weight. It is according to who?
BMI. That's
BMI.
BMI.
Body
Okay.
mass index,
Yeah.
your weight according to your height.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
So I will reach this. When I reach this goal weight, I'll try to extend, maybe go back to 16.8, but I'll do more activities, working out because if you believe me or not, for 5 months I've lost already 75 pounds, but I only went to the gym for circuit exercises. I did not
consistently.
yeah, I did not do any weightlifting, resistance
Weight training,
exercise,
yeah.
weight training. No, I did not do that. Only circuit training, HIIT, high intensity interval training, jogging, biking. No weight training. So my plan is when I reach my goal weight, I'll do weight and resistance training maybe for toning.
Yeah. So I mean, here's another. You have a question?
I have a question.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Were there any physical effect, headache, fever? Some people
Okay.
would say, I
Yes,
just
yes.
yeah.
True. The effects of the intermittent fasting varies from person to person. So, for me, the effects were first when I really did strict OMAD was first I had weakness, but no noticeable headache of some sort, just lightheadedness, weakness, no fever, uh, no loose bowel movement. They said, but what happened is, um, I don't. I usually go every morning. I usually
Right.
go to the CR every morning. But when I lessened
Once a day.
yeah, once a day. But when I lessened my caloric intake, it explained the what happened that I only go to the CR now twice or thrice a week due to
Okay.
my lesser
So it's still
caloric
it's
intake.
still it's it's still not the intake is what you're saying is like it's still not enough for you to
Yeah.
to kind of like
Yeah.
Also,
go.
the consistency change.
No, it's the same. Yeah. They're the same.
So so you've been doing OMAD for
5 months.
now, right?
Imagine 5 months.
What
only.
were the were there instance, I'm talking about temptation of like in the 5 month process, and how did you cope with that?
Yeah. What I did when, for example, I before I really like chips, really the Tostitos.
Yeah.
So what I did was when I buy those chips and those dips, I incorporated those food during my OMAD. So
1 hour,
Yeah, I eat healthy foods, but I have chips.
Yeah, yeah. So that's kind
Just
that's
to-
kind of
just
yeah,
to,
yeah,
satisfy
satisfy.
myself because in theory you really can eat anything on your
Mealtime.
mealtime. So I said, why do I have to deprive myself of the
Right.
things that I love when I'm just eating one meal a day on 1 hour? Why not incorporate the foods that I love on that certain time limit?
So how about soda?
Yeah, even before I was doing intermittent fasting, I told myself I'll no longer drink soda. So I've been soda free for 2 years,
Yeah.
but I was still fat.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was still fat.
Interesting.
Right.
Could it be the rice?
Maybe
Extra rice.
rice and
Yeah.
sweets.
Oh yeah.
Right, right.
I have a question. Like me, I love watching movies, eating something, popcorns or whatever. It's a habit already. Whenever I see a movie, I want to do something to nibble on. Like how do you like? What's your advice to people like me?
Yeah, especially me. I'm a MTRCB deputy, so I get to watch movies for free.
Nice.
So when I go to the movies, I buy popcorn for my wife.
Oh.
I buy cafe americano for me. Water or cafe americano.
Oh my goodness. That's
Yeah, okay.
pretty
So
hard.
I think, do you drink coffee?
A lot.
A
Yeah.
lot, yeah. So I think for me, what really helped was cafe
Yes.
americano, just without sugar and all that.
Yeah.
It kind of like suppress
It
your.
really suppressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
Because during your
Keeps you awake,
fasting
yeah.
period, you can drink actually 3 beverages. First is water, plain
Mhm.
water. Second, coffee, plain black coffee, no sugar, no creamer. And third is green tea, green or black tea, no flavored teas, yeah, because there are these teas that are honey flavored,
Yeah, yeah.
jasmine, and chamomile like that. Just plain black tea and green tea with no creamer, no sugar, no flavoring. You can do that.
Okay, so if I were a starter, I don't have any idea. I wanna go back. I wanna get in shape. I wanna follow your path. What are the like key things I need to do?
First, you have to condition your mind. It's a mental state. If you're not ready to do intermittent fasting, you'll not be ready to do 1 meal a day. So, condition your mind that this is what you want. This is for yourself, and start. Maybe if you can have baby steps, start slowly. Start fasting for 12 hours, maybe 12 hours, and have the window in the 12 hours, another 12 hours, and then gradually increase your fasting time until you reach your goals. Until you not necessarily OMAD, because as for me, OMAD is my goal. But if you want to lose weight, really, you have to tailor fit the process to yourself. You cannot pattern it to anybody else's. You have to pattern it or follow what your body is telling you. Yeah, yeah. Because if you say most people really, that's why diet books are.
Yeah.
That's why diet books sell because they people think that they have when you spoon feed to them, it will be it's the gospel truth, and then it will work for them. And this is what you got to do. This will work for you. No, what's important is you have to tailor fit the practice. You have to experiment on yourself and see what works for you, not what works for him, what works for the other people, what works for you.
So you do some reading and then you experiment.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
interesting.
think that's good. That's really good advice. And so let's like bring into some like what do you call this? When the result came in, how did people react? Like how did they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And he actually shared a story about one guy who was
Yeah,
inspired.
yeah.
So maybe you could share that too.
So I was already posting pics of my progress. People were commenting, "Wow, how did you do that? Can you teach us like that?" But when I posted pics with that was when you compare those pics, it's very dramatic. There's a dramatic change in my physique, and when they saw me personally, they really cannot believe that I was that person compared to this person they're talking to right now in a short span of time. And they told me, you lost a lot of weight, but you don't look sickly. You don't look weak. You don't
Right.
look, yeah. I still run 5 to 10 kilometers a day. I play basketball like that. So this actually it's my law partner, my friend, very close friend. He told me that I really was his inspiration, and his wife and him told me that in one way or another, I was able to save his life
Wow.
because he was really thinking. He, to, they told me that uh, I'll be fat forever.
Forever. Yeah.
There's no chance. There's no chance for me. I believe I was fatter than him. I was heavier than him. But when he saw me, he really told me, and he told our other friends that I was his inspiration. And right now, I believe he lost a lot of weight already, and you can really saw it in him. He's buying more smaller clothes right now.
What's the size shirt you have now? Before it was how many XL? 4XL. Now it's
4XL. Now it's now it's medium.
Wow.
And then and my waistline is already from 40, 46, 44, 46, 48 like that. It's now 34.
Wow.
Slim fit.
Wow.
Actually, I can show right now. This is a for the audience.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And Dave is next.
Okay,
Just kidding, just kidding.
just close your eyes for the kids out there.
This is a 30.
So you bought
Okay.
that recently?
And
Now you're
it's
gonna-
actually real like lesser. So you're probably like 30 now, right?
Now he's
Something?
gonna
34 or 32.
34, 32.
now he's gonna
Wow.
give it away. So we'll have a garage sale right after this.
Yeah.
Wow. So your story is very 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 inspiring to me. I'm feeling like
Yeah, I think almost all of
my
us.
goodness,
A lot
my
of
goodness.
us struggle.
I'm so
with
excited. Like one of my dreams, like personally, I wanna wear a medium sized
Yeah.
shirt because I haven't worn a medium sized shirt for the longest time. I've always had XL.
That's the downside of losing weight. Before, when I go to Uniqlo, H&M, Bench, Pen Shop, I'm not afraid because I know I won't buy any of those clothes because it won't fit me. Right now, I'm not tempted to buy food, but I'm tempted to buy new clothes.
so,
Stylish
so you have a lot of garage. You have a lot of old clothes now that doesn't
my
fit
old
you.
clothes, I gave them all away.
Wow.
I don't wanna tell myself that you can go back because
Oh, you have very-
you still have big clothes. No, I don't wanna go back to big clothes, so I gave them all away. My pants, my polos, my t-shirt. What altered are those my Americana, my suits, my barongs.
You burned the bridge.
Yeah.
Wow.
So to speak.
Okay.
From this
Oh
show.
yeah, man, me too, me too.
So inspiring.
Okay, so we usually close the episode, this part of the program with our learning. I know Dave and I kind of reflected back and forth, but I'd like to hear from Dave, and I'm pretty sure our audience like to hear from Dave
Yeah,
also.
yeah. So for my, and I hope the audience as well they have their own takeaways, and then maybe they can share it with us. But for me right now, I felt that there's still hope. I think that I mean
Yes. There's always hope.
There's a lot of us struggle, but if you keep on finding a way, I think there's always a way to succeed, no matter what that goal might be. And here we have here a person who actually succeeded in the physical aspects of health, and I think it could be applied with any aspect. Like finance. I believe in that because the compounding effect, I would say, is that when you just stick to that for 5 months, 6 months, and you just see the results right after. You won't see it in the first few days, or you mentioned earlier that your weight like comes fluctuated a lot. But the thing is, the compounding results will happen like after.
Just be consistent.
Just be consistent, basically.
Thanks, Dave. So to me, a couple of things that's very tactical that you mentioned that I haven't done. Take photo every single week. Compare photo A
Not
to photo
vanity,
B to
guys.
C.
It's not vanity.
vanity.
It's progress pics.
It's progress, yeah. And then the second one is like always take care of your mental game, which I noticed that's what you always do. We talk about your clothes, you just give it away. I like that. You talk about you're measuring your progress because it kind of fuels your inner resolve to keep on doing this, and I really like that. I think we in the big picture we're really big on that, and not just applying that with like business and money, but also with your body because it's really really important.
Yes.
You just hit it right on the nail. Like you are our health. You can't enjoy your wealth without your health. Like, and don't wait to be old to make changes. Like.
True.
Some people say that it's they travel too late. I mean, this is also applies to health. Like if you could take care of your health as early as now, as when you don't have any. Don't wait even to have high blood pressure.
Yes.
Like, take action now if you think that you need improvements. So.
All right.
Yes.
So
we
let's
now move on
to our lightning round. Okay, so. Edz, we're going to ask you a series of questions, just quick answer from you so that our audience will get to know you more. Okay, let me ask the first question.
All right.
The first question is, can you describe to us your ideal meal?
Steak. Steak.
Wow, expensive steak.
No, Monterey has 300 peso for two, porterhouses.
Oh, really?
300 pesos for, I believe, two 175 grams porterhouses.
So you cook your own.
Yeah, I cook my own food.
Okay.
I love to cook. I cook for my wife. I cook for myself. As much as possible, I cook my own meals.
Wow.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe we will ask you to share your photo of that steak.
Right. Yeah.
Also, how you prepare it, a recipe. All right. So, what's the next one? Do you consider yourself successful?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Obviously.
All right. So next question: if there are resources, books, shows that you would recommend,
Or blogs,
or blogs or whatever that they think that people who wants to do, like IF or like really take care of their health, what would it be?
I believe we have these groups in Facebook. They're very very helpful. When you ask people their opinions and what they do, they have intermittent fasting as a lifestyle, 1 meal a day, OMAD, and Sir Dennis page, intermittent fasting and how to cope with IF. Also, I also watch Dr. Berg and Dr. Fang for intermittent fasting.
Okay. Who inspires you?
My wife.
All right.
So, this will apply. Our last question. So, like a lot of us are stuck, maybe with not just with, because we always ask it with our 9 to 5 job, or people who go out abroad to, they have no choice because that's what they need. But in our case, like some people already give up with their health. Like they say, I'm just gonna be fat, or I'm just gonna be skinny. So what is your that's a really good sickness. Just be skinny. But yeah, so for some people who are struggling with that, or who are at the edge, or even gave up already, what is your tip to them?
If I can do it, why can't you? And a very important tip for all of those netizens and all of those people is this: we have to eat to live, not live to eat.
Wow.
Quotable quote.
Quotable quote. I love that.
All right.
All right. Edz, this is the last question for the lightning round. If you want to be found by people,
Yes.
and where can people find you? What's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, you can find me. My office is just here in Mandawi City, but when I'm in Manila, I'm at the House of Representatives. But
Wow.
You're
You don't have to tell the exact address.
exactly.
But you
But
might
they-
want to share your social media.
yeah, my Facebook is Edz Ibanez. It's actually, I believe it's private.
All right.
It is private, but I think you responded to me really fast. So yeah,
I think
so,
it's about time to create an Instagram account.
yeah.
That's what
your page.
That's
where
what
can
my
people-
wife was telling me.
Yeah,
But in my government position, I
Right,
really
you can't do it.
afford
Yeah.
to.
That's true. That's true. Awesome.
All right, so-
but Edz, thank you so much for being here, sharing your story.
Yes.
I'm inspired.
I'm inspired as
Oh
well.
my goodness, we're so excited,
We're all inspired.
guys. Thank you so much for watching this show. I hope you are inspired. All the things, the links that Edz,
Yeah.
Dave,
Even the
myself,
Facebook group. we
even
will
the
include it
Facebook group will be available in
our
the show notes page.
That's
Yes.
thebigpicture.ph/episode 32. And if you know anyone who's struggling with weight, if that's not you, please tag someone, share it, mention this show, and introduce them to Edz. And I
Right.
think we will have our own challenge as well.
Yeah,
Joseph.
I'm just gonna say this, and I'm gonna do
A live challenge.
Live challenge,
Yeah,
right?
you know,
Live
in
challenge,
front of our audience.
right? And so maybe Dave and I, we don't know yet, will agree how revealing our photos will be, but yeah, we're gonna do that.
Expect changes from us.
We're gonna walk the talk here. All
Expect
right.
changes from us from our videos and our
Awesome,
upcoming
yeah.
videos. So.
Okay, that's why I'm showing my tummy now, so you're not gonna see it.
I'll be there. I'll be their fitness advisor.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Goodbye. This is Joe.
And this is Dave.
This is Edz. We're signing off.